Hey guys, my name is Phil. I am a designer turned full-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and Grailed. And this is what sold the week of October 1st to October 8th. In these videos, I don't do all of my sales. I pick the 10 best and most interesting sales that I think others can learn from or that I have learned from. So without further ado, let's get this going. So this week I sold 81 items, and after fees I made $1,565, which is slightly above average. My average sale price per item was $19.32, which is also slightly above average. And let's start going through the items. For this first one, we're gonna start with this Free People Be Yours sweater. This is a great style. I actually got this in a liquidation lot. I paid $6.64 for this, and I guess for everything in that liquidation lot. It was a huge pallet. So it came with a ton of these, and these sell really, really well. This one actually was damaged. So it had a stain that, it was subjected to an in-store environment and it stained when it was in the store. I tried my best to get it out, but it's in a pretty obvious spot, like right on the front of the sweater. So I did just disclose that in the listing, and I said new with defects, and I was still able to get a pretty good profit on this. This sold on eBay for full asking for $31.45. After fees, I got $24.60. And again, that is great seeing as this item is damaged. Next is this awesome Mountain Hardwear deep pile zip up jacket. This sold on Poshmark for $39, which was my full asking price. After fees, I got about $28.74. I think I had a shipping discount on this. I paid 75 cents for this from my storage unit. I, about a year ago, purchased a storage unit from a vintage store that was closing, and this was one of the items in it. This is an example of how much I've learned from having that storage unit and being forced to sell brands that I don't usually sell. I don't know that I would have picked this up in a thrift store, but now that I know to check comps on like this brand in particular, I probably will pick this brand up again. Next one is this Basic Editions Chunky Grandpa crew neck sweater. It is vintage, and this sold on Depop for $44, which is the full asking price. I paid $3.50 from the thrift store for this. I think I actually mentioned this sweater in my haul video. It sold pretty quickly. I do free shipping on Grailed, so after fees I got $28.68, which I'm super happy with. These sweaters are doing amazing right now. Make sure you do all the correct tagging for this, like grunge, skater, chunky, and grandpa. You probably know I love sweaters like this, and they're usually the first section I go to in the thrift store. Next up is this vintage Abercrombie V-neck wool sweater. I've started sourcing items based on content more. There are different tiers for like J. Crew and Abercrombie, and if you stick to the better content items like cashmere, wool, or stuff like that, and stay away from like 100% cotton, then the chances of it being a high ticket item are higher. So this sold on Poshmark for $40, which was an offer, and the buyer actually had lowballed me. I had it listed at 54, and she lowballed me like 15, and I just went ahead and responded 50 to show her that I was kind of hardlining on that, and she came back and offered $40 pretty quickly, and I went ahead and accepted that offer. I paid $1.50 for this from Bins, which is the Goodwill outlet. After fees, this was $32, and this is kind of just an example of why I respond to lowball offers. Usually these people are just trying to see if you will meet them in the middle, or what if I would have offered $30 or something like that. But always responding and not budging a ton will send the buyer a message that you're serious. Next up is this vintage Liberty crew neck sweater. This is made in USA, which I always denote in the listing if it is. This sold on Poshmark for the full asking price of $39. It sold within an hour of me listing it. That just goes to show you how hot these sweaters are right now. I paid $3.50 for this from the thrift store. After fees, I got $31.20. Next up is this Free People Madison Eyelet top. I sold this on Poshmark for $49, which was the full asking, and I was actually kind of surprised that it went for this much. It is new with tags, and it is a great style, but again, sometimes Free People's way saturated, but I think this is a newer style. Anyways, I paid $1.50 for this from the Bins. After fees, I got $39.20, and this is just an example of Free People on Poshmark is a lot better than Free People on eBay in my experience. Next up is this vintage 70s Wilson trucker jacket. This jacket is heavily damaged, and it has a lot of white staining on the interior collar. I assume this is salt staining. It's a suede jacket, and it sold for $50.96, which was the full asking price. Some of these numbers might sound weird on eBay, but that's because I run sales all the time, so there's always at least a 10% sale, and I think jackets are at 15% currently. I try to move jackets really, really quickly. They take up so much space and I have so many of them. So I'm always happy to see these go, especially in this condition for 50 bucks. I'm pretty happy with it. I paid 75 cents for this from my storage unit. After fees, I got $39.44. Next up are these Isabel Marant Dicker boots. This is a signature boot for Isabel Marant. If you ever see these, pick them up because they are in really, really high demand. These sold on Poshmark for $57, which isn't a lot, but given the condition they're in, I was pretty happy to get that. They've actually been sitting for a while and people have been asking me so many questions about them. So a lot of people just were afraid to pull the trigger, I think. This was an offer from the buyer and I paid 75 cents for these from my storage unit. After fees, I got $45.60. Next is this vintage 70s Marshall Fields Co. cardigan. This is a mohair sweater and I love the pattern on this. This sold on Poshmark pretty much immediately for $63. I had it listed at $74 and the buyer made an offer and I decided to accept. In retrospect, I probably should have listed this for $100 and just sat on it for a while. We have a lot of time left in fall and winter, so I don't know why I let this go so quickly. I paid $3.50 for this item, and after fees, I got $50.40. So at the end of the day, even though I regret accepting the offer, it's still a great sale. Last are these Bally thigh-high boots. These are suede over-the-knee boots, and these are really, really trending right now. These sold on eBay for $99.95, which was an offer I sent out for these. I've been having these for a little longer than I like. Shoes also take up a lot of space. I'm really space conscious. Everything is stored in my basement. I originally had these listed at $139.95, and these were 75 cents from my storage unit, so that is a great sale for me. After fees, I got $80.16. With that, those are my 10 best sales for this week. I'm really happy with how October's starting out so far, and I'm really excited to see how it ends up. I have a feeling that sales will continue, if not get better. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love if you liked and subscribed and commented below if you had any questions or comments. I'm starting to do a weekly sales video every week, and I also do haul videos, tip videos, and more. So if you want to check out those videos, please do. And now, as with all my videos, I will show you one of my pets. It's Blanche. Blanche is our puggle. She is about 7 years old, but we rescued her from the streets, so we're not really sure. Someone found her on the streets of New York about 2 years ago, but we love her. She's very peaceful and less food is involved. She also had to have her tail docked a couple weeks ago, so she's kind of self-conscious about that currently. We didn't choose to dock her tail. She had a tumor on it and they were worried about the tumor spreading. Anyways, thanks for watching this and I hope everyone has an amazing week.